All right, so picture this. You're an iPhone user with an older iPhone, like an iPhone 6, 6S, or even an iPhone 10 that you bought 2 years ago. And Apple wants you to upgrade to the newest iPhone coming out, the iPhone 12. So September rolls around and Tim Cook steps out onto stage and says, here is our brand new iPhone 12. What are those 5 features that you're looking for during that press conference that's going to give you the motivation to go into your pocket, pull out your money, and plop it down on the counter at an Apple store and upgrade your old iPhone to an iPhone 12? In this video, we're going to play the what if game, and I'm going to give you 5 features I think Apple should debut on that stage in September to let you decide it's time for an upgrade. Let the download begin. So if you're new to the channel and you want to learn how to use and troubleshoot your devices, plus some other cool tech stuff, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss when I release some cool, helpful content. So Apple's really fighting an uphill battle because a lot of iPhone users out there just don't want to upgrade their iPhones every year. And some of them just don't want to upgrade their iPhones at all because they're just really satisfied with what their iPhone currently does. Or the new iPhones are just so expensive that it's really an investment to take that money out of your wallet and plop it down for upgrading to the brand new iPhone. But I think this year Apple's really gonna make a push in features to make sure that old iPhone users upgrade to the newest iPhones that are coming out. And I think these 5 features that I'm gonna mention in the video, even though I doubt all of them will be available in the iPhone 12, I think we're gonna get some of them available in the new iPhone. And I think a combination of these features will definitely get some old school iPhone users like you to upgrade your iPhone. Let me know what you think. One of the first ones would be some kind of Apple Pencil support. I know the iPad has the corner on the Apple Pencil support, but the Apple Pencil is really a great peripheral that people love to use. So bringing it to the iPhone, bringing it to this mass user base, seems like a no-brainer almost. You have phones like the Note that's out there that's killing it with their stylus, and Apple's iPad and all these tablets are killing it with their stylus. So the market is definitely there for a phone with a stylus, and people would definitely take advantage of the Apple Pencil support on the iPhone, especially some of the bigger iPhones like the iPhone X Max. Those big screens really does support the ability to use a stylus or a pencil on it, and it really does support that full portability, but still give you the option to use this more precise and defined pointer on your screen itself. Our fingers are definitely a great pointer, and Steve Jobs definitely made it clear that he didn't like styluses, but I think the Apple Pencil is above and beyond a stylus. It gives you the ability to take notes, it gives you the ability just to interact on your phone on a completely different level. If Apple was to introduce support for the Apple Pencil in the iPhone 12, I think that would bring a lot of users over from different platforms like Android, for instance. You're targeting a lot of Note buyers that buy the Note strictly for the use of the S Pen. Now you're targeting that market as well, plus some iPhone users that really would love the support of an Apple Pencil on their iPhone. Students, professionals, everybody that kind of loves to take notes, loves to carry their iPhone around. It's a perfect marriage, and I think one of the features that they should definitely consider in their brand new iPhone to kind of get everybody on board with upgrading. So the next one is going to be in relation to the camera itself. Again, arguably the most important piece of technology on smartphones nowadays is the camera. Adding a 4th camera seems like an overkill, but if you really think about it, adding a 3D time-of-flight camera to the iPhone seems almost like a no-brainer. You already have a full investment by Apple into AR technology, and the 3D time-of-flight camera will definitely improve upon that and give Apple the ability to really come out with some killer AR apps for their iPhones and give a user the option to interact with their phone on a completely different level. So if you're not familiar with the 3D time-of-flight camera, what it basically does is emit some infrared signals, and it measures the distance from the lens back to the camera itself, and it really adds some depth to pictures that you're taking. It can add some depth to the AR technology that's currently out. It basically just completely maps the area and gives you some true depth technology from the camera itself. And because Apple's already doing so well with their camera technology, taking pictures in portrait modes, you can just imagine the kind of fidelity and the kind of depth that this would add to the pictures that are taken on the iPhone 12. And again, cameras have become the selling point for mobile phones. So adding this particular type of camera to the iPhone 12 would definitely boost a lot of interest and differentiate it completely from all the iPhones that have come before it and give you that extra added incentive to upgrade. The other thing I think they should do is, of course, up the refresh rate on the display itself. You have phones that are coming out now that are 90 hertz. That seems to be the biggest thing that's going to be happening in 2020. A lot of phones are just upping their refresh rate on the display itself. What it does is it provides a smoother, more cleaner interaction on the screen. Everything feels a little bit more smooth. Everything feels a little bit more fluid interacting with your applications, opening and closing apps. You have phones, of course, like OnePlus that kicked it off, but now every phone, Samsung, everybody's kind of getting into the mix, upping the refresh rate on their phones itself, which serves the fact that Apple should definitely give at least a 90 hertz refresh rate on their iPhone 12. I don't know if they're going to go with the 120 because they haven't done the 90 yet. A 90 hertz refresh rate would add that buttery smooth feeling that you feel when you're using the iPhone itself. And again, it's going to set it completely apart from some of the iPhones that are currently out on the market. The biggest thing that Apple needs to do this year, feature-wise, is make sure that the iPhone 12 is just different from the other iPhones that came before it. A lot of the times Apple runs into an issue where one iPhone seems like the other iPhone with the difference of a new camera. Adding a different kind of screen technology, giving that refresh rate on the iPhone 12 would definitely improve and set it apart from every iPhone that came before it. And again, make it different enough for a user that's been hanging on to that iPhone for dear life to finally upgrade. I think they should also include 5G in some version of the phone that's coming out this year. It may not be in all of the versions because I heard there's going to be like 5 different versions of the new iPhone. So maybe in their top echelon, their higher end iPhones, they should definitely include the 5G technology. Even though 5G fully isn't available yet, it really does do a lot to future-proof these phones because again, people hang on to iPhones for a really long time. Not everybody's out there just upgrading every year. People tend to hang on to these things for 2-3 years down the line. So you want to make sure if somebody does decide to invest in an iPhone this year, you're giving them a reason to not have to wait until next year when you're sure the 5G phones are going to start hitting the market a lot more than this year. This will give them that added incentives like, listen, if you decide to upgrade this year, you're not going to be left in the dust. You're not going to be forced to upgrade when 5G really kicks in because you're already just going to have a 5G capable phone in your pocket already. So you can go ahead, pull the trigger this year and not worry about being left in the dust in years to come. And I think one of the other biggest things that Apple can do is find a way to integrate Touch ID back into the screen. I think a lot of people have been asking for this. I think it's one of probably the most requested features of the iPhone itself. I love Face ID, don't get me wrong, but I love Touch ID even more. So if they find a way to kind of introduce Touch ID into the screen of the iPhone, you know, you have phones that currently have ultrasonic fingerprint scanners in it. So if they find a way to kind of morph that technology, what Apple kind of does best, to their liking and give it the ability to be as accurate as they can with Touch ID, I think a lot of people would look at that as, I need to upgrade because they brought back one of the features that I've been holding on to my phone that I didn't want to lose. A lot of people just didn't upgrade to the iPhone 10 or anything past that because they're losing Touch ID. You have no idea how much people love Touch ID. People are just holding on to those older iPhones because they have Touch ID in it. Introducing Touch ID in the iPhone 12 along with some version of Face ID, I mean, they can include it into the bezel the way they do with the iPads, would definitely help to improve and set those iPhones apart from every iPhone that kind of came before it. Now you have the best of both worlds, right? You have the Touch ID, and if you're a Face ID lover, you have the Face ID, but you have the both options. And I think providing customers with options is probably one of the best things Apple can do to get people to finally let go of their old iPhones and upgrade to the new iPhone 12. So in the end, I think if Apple integrates even half of the features that I mentioned in this video today, they definitely got my money. I mean, if you bring back Touch ID, I'm probably gonna buy it. If you introduce that high refresh rate on the screen, plus that 3D time of flight with some Apple Support Pencil integration, man, you definitely got my money. They can walk onto the stage in September, introduce some really cool features that's gonna differentiate their iPhones from the iPhones of the past, end the press conference with a mic drop, and watch their pre-orders just climb, the way Apple loves to see profit coming in, the way any company loves to see profit coming in. But anyway, guys, if you have a feature that you definitely want to see in the new iPhone 12 that I didn't mention in this video, I'm sure you do, go ahead and list that in the comment section of this video. Until then, you can check out some of the other videos we did. This one's actually about all the information we do know about the iPhone 12, some rumors and things like that. And this is something that YouTube believes you'd enjoy watching. Thank you so much for checking out the video. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. Drop us a like by smashing that like button, and then kind of just tap that subscribe button with that bell for notifications so you don't miss or release some cool, helpful content like this one. Until next time, guys, peace.